Next one is from Nuke's Top 5. I love the paranormal and the supernatural. It's one of my most favorite things in life, and I will always love it. There we go. There's something stuck to my mic. Alright, Nuke's Top 5. Scary videos to make you cry like a little baby. Or like a little bitch. Let's see what they are. Oh. Actually, before we do that, I need to use the bathroom, so I will be right back. You know, I was thinking of ordering pizza. I'm still undecided though. I'm not sure if I should order Domino's or not. I mean, I have Domino's money. I'm just unsure if I should order some or not. What do the people in chat think? Should I order Domino's? Should I not order Domino's? Alright, back to this.
This next video was sent in by a Nuke's Top 5 viewer, but unfortunately it was posted to the internet without a source.
Ow,
So the story goes that a woman claimed to have a doll that was haunted, and she said that she would often catch it moving all on its own. After being asked repeatedly by viewers, she decided to point a camera at the doll and live stream the entire thing. Around an hour in with...
I hate dolls. I hate dolls so fucking much. Especially... There are two types of dolls I hate the most. Because they seem to always be the ones that keep getting fucking haunted. Is porcelain dolls... and clown dolls. Especially porcelain clown dolls. Fuck that.
skeptical viewers watching closely, there was a bit of movement. Watch closely.
Okay, I'm watching. Jesus Christ. I don't think you need to watch too closely. Someone said that was cool. Oh! Well, I think the ghost is a bit upset.
Now, the doll doesn't actually move, but the items...
Now, for those who don't know, for a entity, be it ghost, demon, poltergeist, whatever, for them to be able to interact with objects to this extent, that is a shit ton of energy. It takes a lot of energy for any ethereal being to interact in the physical material world. Now, for something to interact like that, it is seriously pissed at something. But it takes a lot of energy for something like of that level. I mean, that if they're doing stuff like that, then yeah, they can actually physically hurt you. And if you're not careful, they can also they can do plenty of harm to you or anyone else around you.
It in the storage closet fly violently across the room and even on top of the doll. Viewers have speculated that because the doll was buried in the debris, that the woman's doll isn't even actually haunted, but perhaps her house is. However, others claim that the supernatural activity is centered around the doll.
You also gotta take into account, unless the people, some of these videos are hard to take seriously because there's some people who would go to this lengths for attention to make people think that their place is haunted when it's just them hiding and doing shit. So, you know, you got to take everything with a grain of salt.
And some even claim that they saw the doll move in the video before everything came crashing down. But without a source, we'll never know. So, what do you think? A hug?
It's hard for me to take that video seriously because you never know. Somebody there's the dark area behind the doll, so you can't really tell if somebody's back there or not.
Bye. A woman who calls herself Sissy says that her husband passed away 8 months ago under very sudden and unexpected circumstances. One day, as Sissy and her
That's
son
sad.
Clarence are walking out of their front door, their Ring camera records something very strange.
Can I go, Grandma's? Come on. Let's go.
Did I just hear something?
I want you.
She's got kind of so sad. Yeah.
Dada! I'm just hiding me. They hiding me.
Oh, wait.
What?
No. Okay. Oop, come on, Clarence. I think my mom got one. Okay.
What? Daddy?
Kids and animals tend to be very well in tuned to the paranormal and supernatural. I don't know when we as people at what age we start to lose that sensitivity, but kids are like very sensitive to this stuff, so they can like either see or feel or that something's wrong. Like sometimes when kids have like this imaginary friends, some of them it's probably actually a spirit or something they're talking to. You never know.
That's what I was just about to ask. What'd you say, bud? Can you say bye to?
Say bye. I say bye, Daddy.
Oh, okay.
Now, Sissy posted the video because she thought it was just a little odd and kinda cute that her son was talking to his dad who passed away. She made no claims that the clip was paranormal, but when she posted the video online, viewers began to point out that there also seemed to be a strange voice in the clip. A voice that they
Yeah, I thought I heard a voice too. Like when she was opening the door and as the kid was coming out, I thought I heard a voice.
thought might actually be the little boy's father, communicating from beyond. Now I'll enhance the audio and listen carefully just as little Clarence walks out of the door.
Come on. Let's go.
Yeah, right there.
Let's go. Let's go.
Dada! I'm just
I knew I heard something.
hiding me.
A quiet voice seems to whisper, "Honey," and the boy seems to look around as if searching for who said it. Even stranger, he seems to think that it's the voice of his deceased father and actually walks over as if his dad is standing nearby on the porch. The little boy says, "Daddy hugging me," and again a strange quiet voice
God, that just brings a tear to your eye.
seems to whisper back.
Dada!
It's precious and sad at the same time.
Hiding me.
A jacket for
They
her?
hiding
I
me.
don't. Oh, wait.
What?
No. Okay. Oop, come on, Clarence. I think my mom.
They hiding
I
me.
don't. Oh, wait.
What?
No. Okay. Oop, come on, Clarence. I think my mom.
So did little Clarence actually encounter the spirit of his deceased dad, saying
That's
hello
just-
and giving him a quick hug?
That's just precious and
Clarence seems
sad.
to think so. But as usual, you decide.
What, Daddy?
I'm gonna order some Domino's. I'm hungry.
Which board? A woman is doing a soul
I will say this every single fucking time. Every goddamn time I will say this. Any place I ever live at, I will never, ever, and I mean never in my entire fucking life, allow an Ouija board in any residence I have. I will even leave if somebody even attempts to bring out an Ouija board. I will leave. I do not fuck with that shit. I do not mess with the paranormal and the supernatural because I don't want to run the chance of having some freaking demon or something attach itself to me and make my life a living hell. So in no way, shape, or form will I ever allow an Ouija board. And for those who have one, if you're going to ever get rid of it, do not burn it. Burning an Ouija board is one of the worst things you can do, especially if you used it. Don't ever burn an Ouija board. That is a bad idea. Just throw it out. And it's funny. They say, what, the ages of the thing is like 3 or 5 and older? So you're letting children summon the demons of hell. What the hell?
Solo investigation of a haunted house and is using a Ouija board to contact a spirit named Brenda that she believes inhabits the home. But as she conducts her Ouija board session, she begins to suspect that she might be in contact with something much more sinister.
Am I dealing or am I speaking with the devil right now through this Ouija board? It is not Brenda. You've just said it's Brenda. It's not Brenda, is it?
Yeah, the thing is, evil spirits or demons will always mask themselves or make, like, the most common thing people tend to see is like a little girl or a little boy, you know, like a child. That is the most common thing they'll disguise themselves as, because we tend to let as adults, we tend to let our guard down around children, because that's just instinctively how we are. So you got to be real fucking careful with this shit, because they will disguise themselves as either somebody you knew and loved or as a child, just so you will let your guard down so they can invade.
Oh my god.
This is why you don't fuck with an Ouija board.
I'm trying to take deep breaths. Who am I?
The other thing is, if you're going to go out and do this sort of stuff, you know, go out to an abandoned place, out in the forest, or anything, and do, you know, anything like this, you know, ghost hunting or whatever, don't ever go alone. Ever go alone. Because the worst thing you can run into isn't ghosts or anything. It's people. Because not ghosts cannot always interact in the material world, whereas people can actually hurt and kill you. And the other thing is, you might run into an accident, and you being out there alone is not a good idea, because if you get into an accident and you can't really move, well, you're fucked at that point. But like, if you're like abandoned buildings, abandoned houses, forests, you always need at least one or more people with you, because you might run into somebody and they might be just crazed out of their mind. And yeah, just don't ever go alone. And the other thing is, if you see objects that have been left in like buildings or in the forest or wherever else, don't pick them up. Do not pick them up. That is a very bad idea, because you never know, like occult people might have been using it for a ritual or something, and it's just bad juju. Bad juju.
I'm losing man. Who am I communicating with through this board? My nose is bleeding right now. Oh my god. The demon it's trying to say.
Bitch, leave.
I've not got no tissue, but my nose is bleeding right now.
This...
The board is moving.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
fucking
right,
leave.
That's it. I'm done. I'm off. I'm sorry, guys.
She hears a strange sound from the floor above her and her nose starts to bleed. But still, she decides to continue her session.
Yeah, you know, if your nose starts to bleed, maybe that's a sign to get the fuck out.
Suddenly, the Ouija board flies off the table, and finally, she decides that she has had about enough. And she just gets out of there.
Yeah, I fucking would have.
A guy named Angelo decides
Well,
to
I wouldn't have been doing that in the first place because, you know, I'm not that, I may be a dumbass, but I'm not that big of a fucking dumbass.
camp in a forest that is said to be haunted. He's a bit unnerved by the spooky surroundings, but nevertheless, he decides to try to contact any nearby spirits with a Ouija board.
Oh, God.
As you might expect, it did not go well.
You know, for the amount of videos that are on YouTube and the internet of how fucked up shit goes for people who use Ouija boards, I'm surprised people still fucking buy the shit. The amount of videos that are out there that show how bad of an idea it is to have that thing, I'm surprised it's still even being made. Well, I'm not surprised it's still being made because there are people that are that just that fucking dumb because, hey, let's summon a demon. Hey, let's summon a ghost. Let's try and talk to the dead. Let's see if we can't contact our loved one. Only to find out that now they are now haunted by a demon and now their lives are all fucked. Oh my God.
I heard something move outside the tent.
Might be an animal.
Okay, I'm gonna end the session for a second, okay? I'm closing off the...
Yeah, that's another thing with it. If you are going to use an Ouija board, always make sure to end the session because that closes off everything. I know there are some people out there that may think I'm crazy for thinking this shit's real, but I believe in this stuff. There's too much evidence out there to prove this shit is real to not think it's real. I get that there are skeptics out there until something actually happens to them, but there's way too much fucking evidence out there to deny that this stuff exists. But as soon as you start this Ouija board thing, it opens like a portal, or you are welcoming in the spirits around you, or whatever the fuck else. If you are going to do this stuff before you leave, you have to end the session and say goodbye, because that ends it, that closes everything, and that makes sure nothing can come through and nothing can follow you that you haven't already let in. So you have to make sure to end the session, otherwise you just basically screwed yourself, and, well, you now have nobody to blame but yourself.
The session.
Basically, he should have said goodbye. Oh, he has a knife. See, that's another thing. You should, if you're going to do the unwise and dim-witted decision of going alone, make sure you have a weapon with you. Either a knife, a bat, a gun, whatever, because you need to protect yourself.
I don't see anything. That was weird. It literally walked as it walked. It literally sounded as if...
Stacy.
What the f*** was that?
Yeah, that scared the shit out of him.
Nope, no. That's... I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know if I want to know what the hell that was.
No, you don't.
What do I do?
Pack
Honestly,
up your stuff.
I think I should probably leave.
Yeah, that'd be the smart thing to do.
Yeah,
Pack up your shit and leave.
I think I'm gonna do that.
Angelo begins to freak out from the strange sounds that seem to surround his tent and decides it's time to leave.
Okay, exit is just down that way. Oh, that was a really bad idea.
Oh my.
Okay.
Oh, this is one of the woods that's like creepy as. This is like, these are the type of woods that are the setting for a horror flick. Like a group of people go into the woods like this and they get picked off one by one.
I just heard something. Something made a sound in my ear. What the what the what the
Oh,
was that?
I think I know what that was.
Nope. Let's just go. There's the exit.
A guy named Brendan Castagnon says that
All right, let's go back and we'll see. All right, keep watch. Right there. This. I don't think that was dust because you can't really see any dust or anything are coming up because it would look like snowflakes and it would be coming up from the bottom. And it doesn't seem like a bug. Let's see, this is at 28. We'll go to 27. And you could see it doesn't seem like a bug. I mean, as soon as it hits him, he immediately starts running because he thinks he heard something. I think that was an orb, a ghost orb.
I just heard something. Something made a sound in my ear. What the was that? Nope. Let's just go. There's the exit.
a guy named Brendan Castagnon says that he used a Ouija board in his house, but didn't sign off properly at the end of the session. He claims that after this, he began to experience strange paranormal incidents in his home. One night, he awakens to the sound of something moving around in the other room. He grabs his phone and starts to record.
This is why you properly have to close out the session. People are idiots. Dude, that is a tiny ass stove.
A strange pale face seems to peek around the corner, but when Brendan approaches, there's nothing there. Now terrified, he tries to retreat back to his room, but the door slams shut right in front of him.
The safety,
Brendan
the sanctuary of the
Castagnon
home
says that
has been
after
breached.
this incident, he never used the Ouija board again.
Well,
and thankfully,
good.
the supernatural incidents in his home have slowly stopped occurring. Abandoned or not? A guy who calls himself Native Penguin was doing some urban exploring on the grounds of the Cherokee Heritage Center in Park Hill, Oklahoma. A collection of old buildings were built on the site of the former Cherokee Female Seminary, a boarding school for girls that burnt to the ground in 1887. Suddenly, Native Penguin starts to hear something very strange.
Oops.
Am I tripping or is there something going on in here?
There we go. Oh shit. Not what I meant to do.
Strange.
There we go. Sorry about that.
Am I tripping or is there something going on in here? What the?
After moving to Indian Territory, Cherokee Nation set aside 1 acre of ground for ancient church congregation. Moravians, Baptists.
Dude, that's so creepy. Why is this?
It doesn't look like there'd be anything in there that would be, you know, like any speakers or a device that would play that. I mean, it just There shouldn't be anything in there that looks like it should be making any sort of noise, so... Ew.
Even though the center
it is
has
a
been
recording.
closed down for years, there's an odd recorded message playing inside one of the buildings. Native
Oh, so there is a recording that's actually playing. I didn't know that.
Penguin looks in the windows to try to figure out just what is going on. He captures something on camera that is truly bizarre.
Okay. Dude, that scared me. I was like, there's someone in there.
At Mount Zion Church, where I pastor, we conduct our services in both languages, Cherokee and English. And when we have a completely Cherokee audience,
Some strange white apparition seems to glide by just behind the building's old wood stove and disappears. Now, some viewers say it looks like a girl in a white gown, but what do you see? Did Native Penguin capture the spirit of one of the girls from the old burned school that once stood here? You decide. Driven to the grave.
Hang on. I'm gonna go put my sherbet away before it turns into sherbet soup. I also had to put pants on since I ordered Domino's. I don't need to be grossing the delivery person out with my fat ass coming out in my underwear. Nobody needs to see that.
A man named Mark DeFalco
Don't need to scar people.
was on his daily walk around his neighborhood when he notices that a car has crashed through the fence of the local graveyard. He starts to film, and what he captures is absolutely unnerving.
Look at all that crap.
Damn, man. These people gotta learn to slow down.
Yeah, no kidding.
Lucky they didn't hit none of these tombstones. Real lucky. Hello? You alright? You okay? What the hell?
Wow.
What the fuck is going on here? There ain't nobody there. Miss? Hello?
Mark hears creepy, unexplained sobbing as he approaches the car, but then it suddenly seems to just stop as he reaches the car. Now, Mark received multiple requests for a follow-up video to explain the situation, but Mark says that he didn't really understand what happened himself. But he did provide a pretty simple update.
Well, I finally got an update for you on that cemetery video.
Oh, looks like they fixed everything.
They fixed that fence.
Now, this video was filmed 3 years ago, and to this day, Mark claims that the video he captured is 100% real and that he can explain it. But let me
The crying was probably from the spirit from one of the graves, crying from, a car crashing into their grave.
know what you think.
You okay? What the hell?
Intruders. A young woman named Jeanette moves into a new apartment, but not long after, as she is recording herself practicing a new dance routine, something happens that is truly terrifying.
Hi. Who are you? Can I help you?
Remember? We're friends. No, I don't remember. I don't remember. Please get out of my apartment. Please get out of my apartment.
Luckily, Jeanette escapes unharmed. She calls the police and they check her apartment, but the intruder is no longer there. Jeanette says that the man was never caught. But it gets even weirder, because after Jeanette uploaded the video of her frightening experience, observant viewers notice something very strange.
I'm guessing
As
the
Jeanette
door.
is fleeing her apartment, something seems to open the door right in front of her, as if clearing her path so that she can get away.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Please get out of my apartment.
Jeanette says that she has no idea how this could have happened.
I don't know. I'm just as confused as you guys are. I have no idea what happened. This door is not the easiest to open, and this is why I think it's like a divine thing, or like, I don't know, a ghost, or I don't. Yeah. It's not easy. So it's not like just like the wind pushed it or anything. I think someone actually, or something, I don't know.
So
I think the guy probably got into her apartment because she forgot to lock it.
now let's cut ahead to a few days later. Jeanette and her friend are unboxing some of her belongings as she continues to move into her new apartment. But her friend sees something that gives her the chills.
Square plates.
What? I saw a man in your bedroom. You saw a man in my bedroom?
He was right there between the green table and the bed, against the wall like this.
No.
Jeanette's friend says that she saw a man just standing in the bedroom. But now, the man is gone. A few days later, and again Jeanette hears some strange noises from somewhere in her apartment. What happens next is pure nightmare fuel.
Hit the kitty. Kitty's really fluffy. Oh, word. Oh, no way. I just saw that.
Jeanette considers running out the front door, but instead she rushes into her nearby bedroom and grabs her pepper spray. But as she turns around, her blood runs cold as she sees something slowly make a deep imprint on her mattress, almost as if some spirit actually sits down on her bed. As she runs out of the room in fear, she turns, and the imprint on the bed is gone. Jeanette says that she is now terrified of the weird things going on in her new apartment. She says that friends have been staying with her until she can decide just what to do. Black Mass.
Yeah, you know, if stuff constantly was happening in the apartment that I was living in, I don't think I'd be living there for much longer. Because, yeah, I'm not going to deal with that. I'd recall a priest.
A young woman named Olivia Conkle says that some very strange things have been happening at the apartment.
I'd honestly rather deal with that intruder than whatever invisible thing made the depression on the bed. because at least I know I can deal with the physical person in front of me.
That she shares with her boyfriend. Doors in the apartment often just open and close all on their own. One night, the couple returns home and sees something truly horrifying that seems to be staring out of their apartment window.
Oh. Well, that's not creepy at all.
The couple looks around their apartment, but there's just nothing there.
We're about to go in. I don't think I've ever been more scared of my life.
Oh man, their apartment's messy.
I don't even have any words.
But the paranormal activity in their home seems to be getting worse every day. One
Gotta
night,
clean up
Olivia
their
is all
apartment.
alone when this happens.
Floofy kitty. Whoa.
So, are Olivia and her boyfriend being haunted by some dark, shapeless thing that hides in the shadows? You decide. Scary videos. These are videos that are sort of in the scary video genre, but they're just kind of silly, and also they're all about doggies. So first up, a man is watching a horror movie when very strange things start to happen nearby.
Yes, it's good. Because I'm here for my piece that sliced my leg.
The dog is stuck.
Bro, I'm literally watching horror movies.
Oh, I've seen clips of this movie before. It's like people, it's like people making deals with this devil guy.
Alright, so it was just an old dog trying to remove his diaper, but even that's a little bit scary. Poor doggy. Next, a man leads his little French bulldog back inside his apartment building, but someone has just set up a spooky Halloween decoration at the end of the hallway. Dog looks back kind of like, nope, maybe you should go check that out alone. And this one, the caption says it all. If your dog is scared, you should be scared.
Is that a corgi? I think that's a corgi.
And finally, a woman introduces her new doll to her cute little pug named Augie.
I feel so bad for pugs. They should have never been bred. If you've seen the skull of a pug, you should understand that it's the type of dog that should have just never been bred. They live a horrible existence.
But can this little dog sense something about the doll that we can't? Nah, probably not. Anyway, thanks for watching. Maybe like and subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you next time.
Can I